what about what you said about a woman's company doesn't do anything for you if there's no sex involved, and you get better company from a dog?
That's not what I said. I said a dog is loyal. If you want loyalty, get a dog. I don't have any interest in hanging out with women just to, do things with them. Like unless I'm intimate with them, what is the point? I just don't have that interest. Now there's other guys out there that would disagree with me on that and they want to have female friends. But
What's
they
the,
usually try to be friends with these women because they want to bang them. And I can promise you that this is accurate and verifiable and true on a balance of probabilities because in almost every single case, whenever I've talked to a guy who's like, yeah, she's got these guy friends, I said, fine, take her phone and then text them and say, hey, I'm horny, let's bang, and see what they do. She's either going to freak out, or if he gets a chance to grab the phone on a balance of probabilities, the guy's going to message back and start engaging in conversations about that. Because when men hang around women that they're not having sex with, it's because they want to have sex with them. It's generally not because they like to hear about their basket weaving stories or their political
can
opinions
they
or
want
views.
to have sex with them but also enjoy their company, even if it never leads to sex, the way they might enjoy the company of a guy?
In my view, from my position, only if it's a business transaction. So I'm working on a project right now, and the lead for one part of the project that I'm working on is a woman. I've had lunch with her twice. I've had several phone calls with her. I've got a conference call coming up very, very soon with her and another partner in the project. I have no trouble with that. That's absolutely fine, but I'm working on something. I don't want to sit back and have, like, no offense, Irene, I'm sure you're a smart lady, but I mean, if you said to me, hey, let's grab a coffee and sit down and shoot the shit, I'm good. No thanks.
So why do you not I mean, I don't mean this towards me, but why do you feel this towards women in general?
Because I don't find women particularly interesting. I find the stuff that I want to do interesting. Guys will go and pretend to be friends with women, but it's because they want to have sex with them primarily. It's not because they want to pick their brain on their political opinions or learn more about feminism.
Can there be exceptions to that?
I'm sure there's some exceptions, but on a balance of probabilities, most guys want to bang hot women that they're trying to be friends with.
So you've never been friends with somebody, with a woman, and like it was a really good friendship?
Of course I have, but I wanted to bang them.
Okay, but let's say you couldn't bang them. Let's say they were in a relationship. Were you still friends with them, like for a while, and it was a good friendship?
No, because you get frustrated after a while. Guys hate being in the friend zone. See, this is the thing that women don't understand about guys is they think that, when you friend zone guys, that everything's okay. Oh, he's my buddy, he's my pal, we'll talk about stuff and we'll shoot the shit and all that sort of thing. But when they part ways, he goes home thinking about her and she's thinking about Chad. She's thinking about somebody else. It's
let's say you're not
beta
friend zoned.
behavior. It's beta behavior, and
Let's
men,
say,
in my view, should do a lot less
sorry.
of it.
Okay, well, let's say you're not friend zoned. Let's say you are viewed as an alpha male, but sex is just not an option. And why should you be frustrated? You can just have sex with someone else.
No. You're completely missing the point. So, what do I do in my spare time? I go to the dojo and I box. I do Krav Maga. I'm a member of a supercar club. I drive fast cars with a bunch of friends of mine. There's no women in any of those scenarios. There
are.
No.
There are women in martial arts.
Yeah. Okay. So let's use that example. So I go to the dojo, and just before my class start, the instructor's with this girl, and he's training her, and she's doing some striking exercises, and she's got there's nothing behind it. I mean, if I were to get into a round of a few fights, like a couple of 3 minutes rounds, it would be 2 hits. It would be me hitting her and her hitting the ground.
I'm not saying you're supposed to fight them. I'm saying women might have the same interests with you, not that you should do Krav Maga with a girl.
Right. But it's like the same thing going back to me riding the leader bike and hanging out with a chick that also rides motorcycles, but she's on a 250. Now, I don't know if you know the difference between a 250 and a leader bike, but it's like the difference between a bicycle and a Ferrari. Right?
So
she's just not going to be able to keep up. So I don't have much interest in wanting to engage her at the dojo with some striking skills. I'd rather work directly with the instructor, and he comes up to my level. Like when I do uppercuts, he feels it. Like he feels the power. When I watch the girls doing it, there's nothing behind it.
So you're saying that the way you bond with men is primarily doing physical things, and if you were to do the same physical things with women, it just wouldn't work?
Men do, women talk. That's
Okay.
that's the biggest difference between men and women. When men get together, we usually do stuff. When women get together, it's over a glass of wine and they kind of shoot the shit, or they're doing a book club or something like that. That's usually the biggest difference between men and women, is we like to do stuff. Like when I get together with my guys with a car club, we got the radios charged. There's like a dozen of us, maybe 24 of us. We have a destination in mind. We're egging each other on as we'll drive, and we're calling each other shitbags, on the radios. It's just, it's just a fun time. Like that's what guys do. And that's fine. And in some cases, there's women there. Sometimes my daughter comes along. Sometimes I've got my LTR with me. Sometimes I roll solo. Sometimes I bring a friend. It doesn't matter. Like, it's not like women are excluded from it. Mm-hmm. It's just I would do those things with the supercar club with the dudes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
How many women do you know that have a $300,000 McLaren?
I don't know any.
Okay. Well, I know about 24 guys that have a $300,000 McLaren. You see my point, right? Like, men and women have different interests.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
How many shoes
but
do you own?
You have not very many.
How many handbags do you own?
One.
One more than what I own.
Okay, but you have interests that don't require like all this physical kind of rigor, don't you? Or like say,
aside from physical rigor, sorry.
Don't you have some interest where women could be more involved, or let's say
what?
you were.
Like, what am I going to talk to women about? Politics? Because when women talk about
what do you
politics,
talk to guys
it's always
about?
liberalism. Sorry, it's always about like socialist agenda, feminism, patriarchy, blah 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 blah. I don't talk to women about politics. It's pointless. I can't even talk to half the men today about politics because so many of them are so feminized. All they're trying to do is white knight and kiss the butts of these toxic feminists, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so is it like, so you have your LTR, you have your daughter, like maybe some women in your family, and you feel like you get whatever feminine energy you want from there, including through talking, and you just like don't want any more. And
yeah, like,
the
I'm
things
not a
you
hermit.
do.
I don't live under a rock or just hang around men only. It's just when I do things that I want to choose to do that happen to be fun, they're always involving other dudes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm not entirely sure what I disagree with you about at this point.
You don't disagree with anything. You just didn't like the tone of my book. You just didn't like some of the conclusions because they didn't resonate with you.
It did resonate with me.
Well, you seem to have a little bit of a problem with it because, I mean, you went to my website, you fill out the sponsored request, you paid me $200 to read that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm sure I'll have follow-up questions, but I don't know how quickly I'll think of them.